with therapy and for young people, early intervention comes into the play, and early intervention as a term and as a philosophy and as a methodology has been referenced in both in Royal Commission and the NDIS review. And how has have you seen, with your work, early intervention working very well for people with disabilities in terms of, seeing improvement and intangible, outcomes based delivery of therapy. And then when you intervene early and intervene consistently, there are improvements and there are outcomes to be created.
Yeah, we haven't done much in the early intervention in terms of for early childhood and like those specific kind of programs through their NDIS, like, or if they haven't got NDIS and then trying to do a bit of early intervention to
Hmm.
keep them off the NDIS.
Apologies.
That's,
The early intervention I was mentioning was from a therapeutical point of view, from
yeah,
a methodology, from a philosophy point of view,
to
not
get
just
in.
in the
Yeah.
early childhood, early intervention NDIS, but as a philosophy in the therapy space.
Yeah. To get in quick is definitely beneficial. It's something that's often spoken about in different schemes. Like I know even coming from workers' compensation, there's always talk about get them in quickly, get them seen quickly, but then there's often not that link between the case managers in the insurance company with approving
Hmm.
costs and sessions and things. So early intervention within the NDIS space is sometimes tricky for people to engage with providers. So they, yes, they need some therapy, they need some support, but they don't know where to go. They don't know where to start.
Hmm.
Thankfully, some people do have support coordinators and they're often the link, but then we've had so many instances where people still haven't engaged with any therapy because
Hmm.
they don't know where to start, or they've
Hmm.
emailed a few people and they had big wait lists and they
Hmm.
just couldn't link up with the right therapist. And then they also confused about who does NDIS and does every provider know the NDIS and some don't. So then they just don't end up getting any therapy, which
Hmm.
is really disheartening to see. So I think early intervention is one of those real cool buzzwords, and a lot of people like to say it, and it's something that we should be working towards, and we should be helping people get engaged with therapy early
Hmm.
on so
Hmm.
that they potentially don't have to do as much therapy in the
Hmm.
long term.
Hmm.
You don't get to a point where the horse is already bolted and then somebody, needs lifelong therapy that could have maybe been supported much better earlier on.
Hmm.
So it's definitely something that's advocated for. It's definitely something that I encourage, but the reality of it is it just doesn't always work. And I know NDIS is still fairly new scheme and
Hmm.
things are still progressing. So hopefully over the next, 5, 10 years, it'll be done much better and
Hmm.
much better link in.